by time to finality. Right now, each block is about 2 seconds, but the underlying time to finality is under a second for all transactions. And then the Avalanche consensus allows us to also, scale to thousands of validators, right, without, sacrificing, that time to finality aspect. Right now, I'm mostly focused on DeFi protocols, so that's kind of where my interface with the OpenOcean team has been more so. And right now we have an ecosystem of over 1,000 projects. In DeFi alone, we have over 300 projects. So platforms like OpenOcean, that are able to connect liquidity, connect different projects in the ecosystem are highly invaluable to us, and we'll continue to support along the way.
Marshall, did you just want to introduce yourself very quickly?
Sure. So I'm basically working on so here's Marshall, and I'm basically working on the full stack development of the OpenOcean project. So most time I'm working on the web development and help with most tech questions from the communities. So yeah, if you have any question about API and how about our contract working with the API, so you can just have question to me. Yep, that's it.
Awesome. Cheers, Marshall. Yeah, we're, here at OpenOcean, we're really, really excited actually that we're the first DEX aggregator to be integrated or through the gateway on Hummingbot. So from our end, we're really big fans of Avalanche. It's huge. We see huge traffic of it through our network. So we're just really glad that, we could launch on Hummingbot and have Avalanche be the first network that we launch on. I guess today, I think we're here to talk about mainly about the integration. Avalanche has been, like I said, absolutely huge for us. The fact that they can scale like they do, the subnets as well. And we see such a large volume of traffic go through our platform in terms of like GameFi. So it counts for a significant portion of our traffic. So yeah, we're just really, really excited to have this integration.
Yeah, I think likewise on our end. I forget when you guys first integrated, but it's been quite a few months at this point. And I think one thing that we talked about, kind of the events this past week a little bit in the beginning of the call. But I think one key takeaway for most people is that the level of trust with centralized entities, right? Centralized exchanges, in this case, has definitely got down quite a bit. And that's not saying that everyone who runs a centralized exchange is a bad actor, but I think the theme of self-custody and going on chain and using DEXs to do what they need to do, right? Whether it's buying, trading, selling tokens. I think that narrative is gonna carry on. And that, within Avalanche alone, I think we have I don't even know how many integrations you guys have, Guy, but at least a dozen DEXs, right? That are pretty heavily used. And OpenOcean, I think that plays a key role in kind of connecting that liquidity and making sure that users have, the best experience, right, in terms of pricing without having to go to each UI. So we're glad to have you guys as well.
Yeah, no, just to tack on to the back of that, yeah, we do more than 15 DEXs on Avalanche. So yeah, it's a huge focus for us, and it's it's personally, it's one of my favorite chains, and I love the ability at which you can scale as well. So yeah, super excited to be here on Avalanche and talking about OpenOcean today.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Fade, are you there?
I think he might be on his air. I think, he's dropped out again. I think it was his AirPods. I think he was having a problem with his AirPods.
Okay. Yeah, I wanted to hear a little bit more about like the Hummingbot integration and OpenOcean. Should we wait for him, or do we want to dive into that a little
I
bit more
think
in
I
the
think we
background?
can start looking at it. I mean, I've only been getting to grips with Hummingbot for maybe the past like 3 or 4 days. I mean, I've used other tools and stuff in the past. So because I come from a community business development background, I've had to teach myself how to set it up and get it running. So I've got my my distro of Ubuntu running, and I had this set up over the weekend. Some very nice help from some of the staff in the Discord, and it's really kind of a breath of fresh air. Like the whole GUI, the way everything's laid out. Once you get it up and running, it's really easy to use, I find. And I was able to set up. I mean, not talking specifically about the parameters, but I was able to set up a campaign like really quickly. And I think for anyone who's sort of wanting to get into this, having something up and running that they can, look at and see working, regardless of whether or not it's, extremely profitable or not, but just as a test. And I think the way that Hummingbot allows people to do that, along with all the docs and everything, is really easy because, like a noob for myself, I was able to set something up and I actually have it running in a relatively short amount of time.
Nice. Sorry that I get disconnected. I was trying to click the unmute button, but I touched the other one. So thank you for the introduction. And I'm very happy that the integration or the installation of Hummingbot, it was very easy for you. Just one thing that I would ask is that can you, or maybe it's a good thing for the community, can you create some kind of YouTube video or something like that? I don't know if you have a channel in Avalanche Avalabs to upload some video how to use Hummingbot with that connector. I think that kind of stuff is very useful for the community because mostly they are familiar with sexes, and well, these kind of things are helpful for them. So that's the only comment that I have from my side, and I would like to read the comments that the community mentioned here. We have one from Memento that is asking, how would the integration work? Does OpenOcean provide order books or provide connection to other DEX? That's one of the questions for you guys.
Sorry, could you just repeat the question again?
Yeah. He says that how the integration would work, and if the OpenOcean provide order books or provide connection to other DEXs.
Yeah, so I mean, we are on Avalanche. We aggregate, I think, in a total of like 18 other exchanges, and we use a hybrid pricing model. But everything from the Sushi Swap to Kyber Swap to Aave, all of that is on our books to pull liquidity from. So, and no matter if, say like the trade that you want to make, say you want to make a really large trade, you want to buy, I don't know, a 10 ETH trade, if our algorithm can detect that trade actually works out cheaper for you, broken down into 3, 4, 5 smaller trades, then what we'll do is actually we'll break that trade down and push it through. But ultimately, at the end of the day, what we're looking for is gas savings. We're trying to save the most amount of gas possible, and so whether that's doing it in one trade or over 5, and that we even split that amongst different protocols as well. So if we need to send 70% of your trade through Hashflow and 30% through Trader Joe, then we'll do that, because ultimately at the end of the day, our focus is getting that gas cost down and that transaction cost down.
Nice. So you are like a kind of aggregator that is trying to get the best price for a trade on different DEXs.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, we, like I said at the start, we're approaching like up to 200 integrations now So if because that's the problem with a lot of DEX is if you're just going on the DEX, is the liquidity is siloed. So I mean, the liquidity is specific to that DEX, but what you get by sort of pooling all of them together is the ability to trade with really low slippage rates, and poll for price is a lot quicker because of the amount of liquidity that's there to trade between.
Okay, that's very nice. So probably this would be useful to run some cross-exchange market making between centralized exchange and hedge in DeFi.
Absolutely. As we know, there's a very big narrative shift now about what's happened over the past few days about moving away from those centralized exchanges. And there's still going to be people who trade on them, and there's still going to be activity on those exchanges. But really, where we envision everything happening is those decentralized exchanges. So being able to tap into all that liquidity. I mean, not that. We have chosen to launch on Avalanche first because we're very big fans of it and we got a lot of integrations there. But yeah, like you're saying, this has the ability to be cross-chain as well. So the potential really is whatever you can dream up in Hummingbot. As long as you're using OpenOcean, you're always going to get the best price every time.
Okay, that's very cool. So and based on the question of Memento, that he says primarily works with the order books. This will be more like a trading with. It will be more trading with LPs, right? It's because we have another dexes, like for example Serum. Well, now Serum is down too, but DYDX that has order book and is decentralized. And in this case, will be more like this will be trading against liquidity pools.
Yeah, pretty much. That's pretty much how we envisioned it. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Memento, that solves your. There is another question. So if Memento has another question, I will read later. But TX says, this pooling and low slippage and fee efficiencies are what 1inch has been doing for a long time now, or does OpenOcean have some even better optimizations?
No, that's a really good question actually, and I think that's one question we get a lot.
We are back. So we were talking about the difference, why the people choose like OpenOcean, and which are the optimizations that it has, like comparing with 1inch or something like that.
Yeah, no, that's fair enough. I was actually just seeing if I could share my screen so I could show people what I'm talking about as we're walking through this, but I can't seem to find it, so I'll talk about it in general. Okay. Yeah, so that's a question that we get asked a lot, which is, why should I use your platform over 1inch? Over, there are a lot of other competitors, and I think mainly this breaks down into the routing algorithms that are used. So on specific trades, on a lot of trades that you put in, you'll get a very similar price across a lot of DEX aggregators. But with OpenOcean, what we actually do is, because we have such a wide variety of integrations and the tools that we introduce to trade with, we sort of believe that makes a sort of better trading experience. If you go onto the OpenOcean homepage and you load it up, you'll see an interface that looks exactly like a centralized exchange. A lot of the other aggregators don't do that. So whilst sort of offering the same great pricing, we're offering all these extra tools on top, and that's things like full charting suites, indicators, and as well as limit orders as well. So, and also when you're pricing up an order, when you put in, say I want to buy 1,000 USDT worth of AVAX, I put in the order, it tells me who I'm going to be routing the transaction through, and it also tells me the comparison. So I've literally just put in that trade right now, and I can see that I'm cheaper than quite a lot of other DEXs on Avalanche, but also that I'm running more or less about exactly the same as 1inch. But what we do, more than other DEX aggregators, is offer a very lucrative gas referral and rebate scheme. So, I mean, if you're really into the platform, you decided to take part in our DAO, you're staking our token, you actually can earn up to 100% rebates on your gas fees. So if you're doing a lot of trading, whether you're doing match trading or whether you're doing grid trading, if you do it through us, you have the ability to earn the reduction in those gas fees, as well as have access to the selection of chains and DEXs that we're on. Because that's what we like to say, is that OpenOcean is the widest DEX aggregator in terms of the web of where we can reach. But yeah, we like to especially give a shout out to our Epic community team. They do a really good job in keeping the community engaged, and we're very thankful that we've got such a good community on us. So much like Hummingbot, if you ever need help, if you ever need support, we've always got people on hand to help you and things like that. And that's not just for retail, that's also for if you're working with our API or SDK kit, that extends to that as well. So there's a lot of reasons to come over and give OpenOcean a try. And yeah, I'm hoping that this cool integration with Hummingbot sort of opens the door, and maybe people come and have a look at the platform and have a little play around with it.
Okay, perfect. There is Mike says if you have like a link or a picture to share there's a chat that is like up just before of proposal discussion. There is community call chat where the people is asking questions. If you can share like I'll
put a couple of screenshots in there.
Yeah, because we in this Discord chat or a conversation doesn't have the ability to share screen. So P838 ask, how would the connection with Hummingbot work through? Is that like for arbitrage bots? There won't be any books really, as far as I'm concerned. So yeah, I think that, as they mentioned, it will be more like trading with the connector of Uniswap. This will be integrated with the gateway, right?
Yes, it's integrated with the gateways. In fact, I can actually share a screenshot of that if needed. But yeah, I've actually got it running right now.
Okay, so
not particularly profitable on my end, but I've got it running.
Okay, so the thing is, I think that the question that the people is doing is, but as I'm seeing in the picture, you have the swap option, and also you have the limit order option. So the limit orders are going to some order book, or where are they?
Going? So we have with the limit orders, we use something a request for quote price, and people can make and cancel as many limit orders as they want without incurring any extra fees. And limit orders was something that we wanted to introduce so people could feel confident, stepping away from that centralized exchange, but also still achieving, being able to catch the dips or being able to sell at a specific price. It was something the community kept asking for, so it was something that we've introduced. It's only running on 5 chains at the moment. So I'm just reading the chat as it's coming in. We're only running on 5 chains at the moment, but we are looking to expand that.
Okay, so and those limit orders, if you have those limit orders, you should have like an order book in some place, or it will be more like a limit order is like a swap that will happen.
That's it. It holds it and then executes when and if it sees the price.
Okay. Well, Memento says 1inch does use the Chia token for fee optimization. Have you made some specific technical comparisons?
I would say that our routing algorithm is novel and unique, unlike a lot of other platforms. And actually, even though they use their Chia token, we're able to achieve comparable, if not better, results on certain trades. I don't know if Marshall, you wanted to jump a little bit more into the optimization of that or not, or you just wanted to add anything on top.
I think that's pretty much it.
Did I cover it all? Yeah.
Yeah.
Going too deep.
Well, for that part, are we talking about the limit order for right now?
I think we're talking about the so one of the users has asked, so 1inch uses the Chia token to optimize trading fees. And I was saying that we use our novel routing algorithm, but I just thought maybe you could touch on maybe something like in detail from our dev team side that we do to really keep those fees down.
Oh, okay. So like you mentioned about the routing
Yeah.
stuff. As long as we are actually trying to develop for the zero gas fee limit orders. Yeah, and that's about using for right now. As long as you post like what you just mentioned about the order book and the limit order, like you don't have to pay anything about the before about the limit order, and the OpenOcean gonna cover about it. And for the zero gas fee, there's another part about optimizing the gas cost. That's more about using Slappage to cover the gas fee. So there's another way for us to optimizing the gas cost as well. So there's a lot of advantages in using the OpenOcean for doing the limit order stuff, especially for right now the marketing is like crazy. So you have a lot of chance to get advantage in this part.
Yeah, so the traffic, especially recently, since market turmoil has been absolutely mad, and I think it's especially on the 11th. We saw unprecedented levels of swaps and stable swaps on the platform. So I'm just reading another comment says wanted to know if we looked at 1inch in details for our own competitive advantage. Yeah, absolutely. And one part of staying ahead of the game is also they say keep your friends close but your competitors closer. So it's always worth a lot of us knowing what each other's up to. But I would say especially when you're talking about integrating with other dexes, it's a fantastic platform. They say a rising tide raises all ships.
Nice. There is another one that says presses no, P838 says like, are you like an open source project?
We're not open source, no, but you can go onto our GitHub and see some repos. So
Okay.
no, not open source.
Okay. There was another one that Mike.
Can I add up something? Like
Yeah, sure.
yeah, sure. So I think most of our contract is open for the community, and we have part of the project which is like the core code, which is not opened yet, but most of like our API and front end code, they are opened, and you can just go to the GitHub and check them on the website.
And we got full links to that through in the docs as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, the core code is not.
Yeah.
Is there any more questions?
Yeah, we have one that says that Mike asked before. That was if we are going to have some endpoint for the limit orders in Hummingbot, in the OpenOcean connector.
I can't confirm that at the moment. I'm going to have to go back and talk to the team. But I don't see why not.
Okay. Okay, perfect. So, well, I think that.
Any specific questions for Eric from Avalanche?
I mean, they can add a custom endpoint for their connector if they can make it work with the client. They don't need to adhere to the Uniswapish class. Yeah, because
I think that's something to do.
yeah, they can create another class like the Gateway Salt Club. You mean that, Mike?
And we just have it pop down as another gateway.
Yeah, because for example, the connector, the Serum connector, like this order book has different endpoints and different because it has to request the order book and that stuff. So ideally modify gateway EVM rather than adding new classes. Okay. Adding limit order functions to that file. Okay, yeah. When they have this feature ready, I think that they can test it.
Yeah, that's definitely something that we'll feed back to the team. And
Okay.
this is another, like I said, I'm just going to add, this is another strength of, the fantastic team that we have is that with integrations and with new partnerships, especially like this, is we can, work with the teams and customize everything to your liking. So it's one of the great benefits of having a flexible dev team.
That's very good. Well, I think Memento is writing something, so
well, I
I
would
think
say we still have Eric from Avalanche as well. So if there's any specific Avalanche questions.
Memento says, so is there any plan for the integration with Hummingbot? It's already in the code base, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
So, and another thing that Mike says is that at low order amounts, the arbitrage will be very complicated due to the gas cost. So probably that's why you have in the screenshot -5%.
Oh yeah, that was just to show the actual connector up and running on the platform, and that was my very first one that we got set up. But
doesn't make sense because if not, the other way will be profitable. So, well, I think that's all for the community. Thank you very much. I don't know if any of you want to share anything else from Avalanche or from your connector.
From the connector from OpenOcean, I would just say, make sure you're following us on Twitter. Give the connector a try. Jump into the Discord and share your experience with us, because it's always interesting to hear people's how they use our platform and how they're going to use it with Hummingbot. I think that's all I want to add. Eric.
trying to find more information about Avalanche, that's usually a good place to start. And then if anyone is exploring the chain maybe for the first time, maybe wants a developer looking to build on the chain, my DMs are always open. You can contact me on Twitter. I'm not hard to find. It's just Eric Kang. And then I have a Telegram as well, which is just my name with an X in the middle. But I'll put that all in the chat.
Okay, that's perfect. The Twitter you are mentioning is Avalanche Avax. That's true. That's right. Okay, it's the one that I already follow. Yeah.
I dropped the OpenOcean one in there as well if you want to have a look at that.
OpenOcean. Okay.
And I'll pop the link tree in there as well, just so you've got all the addresses in one place.
Okay, yeah. Be careful because there are a lot of open oceans Twitter related. This one is followed by Avalanche, so that's a quick thing to check. So, well, perfect. Well, thank you very much to share this with us. Well, the only thing that I think that the community will like and will be easier for the people that is trying to get started trading on DEXs. You see if you can, I don't know, create a YouTube video and upload it to your channel or something like that. Or I don't know, we can talk with Carlito to make something like that. That will be very good and will help other people to get started with your connector. So, well.
And thank you very much for having us on.
Okay.
Just to add, the link tree that I dropped needs to be changed, so I'll get that updated. But yeah, thank you.
Okay, thank you. Well, the next thing is Lefty. Lefty is raising the hand. Okay. Hello, Lefty. How is it going?
Yeah, it's nice. So
Nice.
if I can begin, let me introduce myself. I'm Lefty. I've been around Hummingbot for around 3 years. I do mostly liquidity campaigns, and I rely on data analysis heavily to be profitable when I am developing my trading strategies. And recently I prepared a little competition, a data science / backtesting competition for the Hummingbot community. I will send a GitHub link to the description and some source codes to the channel in a minute. So I prepared example notebook, example competition entry, and the notebook contains a backtest of the Hummingbot pure market making strategy. That's something similar to what I trade. The backtest is very simplified at the moment. It's just around 20 lines of code. So you can, as a competition entry, you can extend this backtest or commit some new notebook exploring anything interesting around Hummingbot strategies or cryptocurrency trading. And I shared some of the market data I collect for those analysis that you can use. And I have two goals for the competition. I would like to support this data-driven approach to trading, because I believe this is the straightest way to be profitable in the long run and to avoid some risks, some tail risks of market making, volatility, and etc. So I think data-driven approach is really good way. And honestly, the second goal is to promote my market data. I started a little market data service focused on the Hummingbot liquidity mining pairs. And collecting the data got a bit expensive for me, so I want to share the data and expenses with other users that might find it useful. So the main prize for the winner is full access to all those market data. It's 2 or 3 years of data, order books, trades, stuff like that. Plus, you learn something new and get feedback on your crypto research. I worked as head of research in equity trading company, so I hope my feedback will be valuable. And yeah, that's it probably. I welcome you to join.
I think that Lefty, do you drop off? Do you want to raise your hand again? Okay. Okay.
Yeah, hi. What did you hear last?
No, you just disconnected the last part. So
Okay,
we hear.
So I was just finishing. You are welcome to join the competition. There is not a lot of competition now. I think maybe just 2 or 3 people for the repository or joined the competition so far. So it might be easy to win. Any small improvement or small backtest counts.
Nice.
And, yeah, I hope you can learn something from it.
Nice. That's very cool.
If you need anything.
I already reviewed the repository. I think that you posted it in some of the channels, like strategies or some channel of those. Is that true?
Yeah, I shared the link a few times. It's in the community call chat channel now. First link is the GitHub repo, contains everything. Second link is direct to the backtest notebook of the Hummingbot pure market making.
Nice.
Voyag, feel free to join.
Nice. One of the questions that one of the questions that I had was like I saw that you were like calculating the bid and ask prices from a pandas data frame that has all that information. But in that case, are you using the order refresh time? That's one of the questions that I had for the backtesting.
No.
I'm
just quoting to the current bid and ask, just as if the users had refresh time 1 or 0.1 or something like that. So this is one of the simplifications that you can improve. Maybe someone can add a simulation of this and then a for cycle that tries several different order refresh times, and you can find out which works best.
Yeah, that's one of the things that I saw, but I think that is a very good approach because to start will be enough this, and then we can I think that we can improve it, but and also the for loop will consume probably a lot of resources depending on the quantity of information that you have. But I like it. I like the notebook a lot. I reviewed it, I think that last week or something like that. So and to calculate the executions, you are using the trades. That's right.
Yeah, I'm using both order book and trade data, and I merge it into a single data frame, so it's easy to work with. And the simulation should be very precise when we are talking about the deep hits. So it's pretty reliable.
Okay, that's perfect. Well, I reviewed it the other day and I like it a lot. So congratulations for this show. There will be a competition. The winner, what is the prize? I just kidding. So,
The price is access to all the market data for free. And if
oh,
there will be like more good entries and it will be hard to judge who is best, maybe I will add some more prices too.
that's awesome. That's awesome. I think that besides the competition and all, this is a very huge contribution to the community to start building more reliable bots. They can start building some strategies that they can backtest and be confident of what they are using. So very good job, Lefty. And thank you very much to share this with the community.
Bye bye.
So, well, yeah, do you want to share anything else beside that?
That's all. You can check the links and there is some more info. If you ask more questions in the chat, I will read them and answer.
Okay, perfect. No, for now, I think that they are only just talking about between Memento, TTC, and Woodjack. But well, and Soothsayer too. So well, thank you very much. So thank you very much for this contribution. And if there is anyone that has other questions, we can answer that. Probably I don't know, but I don't know which is the timeline for this competition. But we can make like an temporary group or temporary channel for this. I don't know what do you think, Carlito or Jeremy or Mike, but probably we can make a channel to discuss about this topic for a while, or we can use, I don't know, the backtesting channel to talk about this. So because I think that will be a good thing to have a place to discuss on the okay, we can Mike says that we are going to create a channel for the leftist competition. Okay, so well, that's all from Lefty. Thank you very much for being here. Well, I think that that's all for today. Well, the last thing that we have to do for this community call, we have only a few minutes left, is to show you the schedule for the mini lessons initiative. So, Carlito, do you have the GitHub link to share here? Carl. Do you post it? Sorry, I cannot find. Carlito, are you? Okay. Okay, there is. So there is the link for the proposal of the mini lessons for the next weeks. This idea is the idea of this is to create more content that is related with the things that you want to learn. Last community call, we made a voting here, and those were the topics that the community is more interested in. So well, today we had the community talk with OpenOcean on the competition of Lefty. Next week, we're going to have an overview of a perpetuals connector, which are the things that the perpetuals connector is managing and all that stuff. Then we're going to review the next week, the post-process tool. This is a tool that was built by James P. Mashik. I think that is useful to analyze your trades. Probably what can we do is to add this tool to the Streamlit apps so anyone can upload the trades and see in the Streamlit apps directly the results of their trading. Then we're going to have a tear down of the scripts using sexes and dexes with the gateway. So probably we're going to share a script where we are using a centralized exchange and a decentralized exchange at the same time. Then the other one is the monthly community call. Remember that all the second Wednesday of all the month, the second Wednesday we always have the monthly community call. So that's why we have it there. Then we have the next one will be the Docker Compose to run multiple bots. I already created a video of that, but well, now the code changed a little bit, so the folder structure is a little bit different, and some of you have some questions about it. So well, I can explain a little bit about how to use Docker Compose. Then the next week we're going to have the feature of price source. All the first all the topics we are going to explain all the topics, but we also are interested in some community developers that wants to explain this for us. Like for example, Lefty today that shares his knowledge or his thoughts about backtesting, or anyone that wants to share something. So if you want to explain one of these topics, just reach out on Discord and we can coordinate that. But well, these are good topics for that too. Then we're going to have the spot connectors, like the explanation of the perpetual connector, but for spot connectors, which are the things that spot connectors are managing. The next one is also a monthly community call. And then we're going to have the last 2 weeks of January, an explanation of the rate oracle that I asked Memento if he wants to share this with us, because he already built the rate oracle of Gate.io, but he says that he's a little bit shy to speak, so I don't know. I have to convince him, maybe with some HBots. And the last thing that we have is an explanation of the Streamlit apps that I built. So probably we're going to make some demonstration of how to create a new page and add some custom analysis to that page, create a PR and all that stuff. So well, that's the proposals. We have a schedule for November, December, and January. So we have like almost 3 months covered with this schedule. And if you are interested in other topics, just let us know. Comment on the channels. There is proposals of mini lessons that Calito created under the developers section on Discord. So if you want to learn about a specific topic, create a thread there. We are going to review it and probably add it to the next sessions that we have. So well, that's all, community, for this week. I hope that this is useful for you. Thank you very much for the speakers from the team from OpenOcean and Avalanche, and Lefty for this incredible initiative of the trading competitions and your backtesting notebook that will be very, very useful for the community. Well, I think that's all for today. I don't know if anyone has another topic to discuss. Is the moment now, because we have only 3 minutes remaining. Okay. Okay. Well, thank you very much. See you on the next week. Well, bye bye.